order for us to really explain the OPT model to fellow coworkers and coaches, we must at least define exactly what the OPT model is and how it works. So according to the NASAM text that we have been using, the OPT model is a process of programming that systematically progresses any athlete to any performance goal. So with this model, we have the benefits of applying many forms of training, like balance, core, and plyometrics that we've already talked about, into an integrated fashion that will ultimately better the athlete and overall wellness and performance. So within this model, which builds foundation on stabilization, we can screen athletes for insufficiencies and then begin a training program that accurately and safely progresses them through stages of stabilization, followed by strength and then power. So in a study that was conducted by Cormie, McCauley, and McBride, they concluded that maximal power output may be continually improved by strength power training because of the persistent increases in max force and maximal dynamic strength and the subsequent alterations to the load power relationship. So as we increase steadily through these phases, we will ultimately reach these later phases and exhibit full power output. So in order for us to really see a true difference of the OPT model and other training programs, we can easily break up the athlete into specific phases of training that they are currently in and begin to enhance their abilities. So if we have an athlete that has already a great base of stabilization, they're accurately showing the most optimal communication between their nervous and muscular system. With this information, we can easily place them in this phase and pass this phase and gear them more towards strengthening this area to increase their prime movers and begin muscle hypertrophy. This is also when we can begin a more functional training for the athlete and have them begin to a quicker return to play and also incorporating more athletic movements that are required for the sport. In a study that was conducted by Turker Biak that compared individuals who completed the OPT training and additional fitness training, he agrees that keeping on with the OPT model is an innovative approach, but it also can make a contribution to overall physical performance. So with this increase in performance, the athlete will be able to compete back at the level that they once were or increase them to a more of an elite level, which they would like to enhance to. And in regards to pros and cons, though the OPT model is one that I would like to use for my athlete, there are cons that may not make it suitable for the everyday person and could bring into question with whoever I'm trying to persuade in a way. So what is great about the OPT model is that it's a system designed specifically for athletes, which is absolutely perfect in the field of high school, college, professional athletics. So this could be potentially an easy con for people that are questioning this because it's not designed for the everyday person. So it is specifically true in the case if we had an athlete that wanted to lose weight. Though we can't really factor in cardio to the program, though it would have to be different from the model. We can easily do a short sprints like we see with the SAQ, but long endurance will be a little bit different, hard to really factor in. What can also be brought up is that another plan of action like screening techniques with the American College of Sports Medicine and what their model would be. Though this is another plan that's perfect for helping individuals reach certain health goals, it lacks overall specificity that the OPT model does present. So by that I mean there is more focus on individualistic health outcomes with the ACSM model, and it also requires some doctor supervision as well. So this would be better suited for the everyday patients and not those who are more physically fit like the athletes will typically work with. So for this case, I would say the OPT model works best. So overall, with these points that I have made and the information I've given, hopefully this will persuade any coach or healthcare professional to hop on board to use the OPT model for the athletes, patients, and teams.